1, 2, Simon's coming for you. Greetings, geeks and geekerellas. It is me. I'm back for Nancy Drew, the mid-season finale. You know the drill. Got work tomorrow. Gotta do this quick. Spoiler alert, if you guys haven't seen the episode, go watch the thing, come back and tell me what you think in the comments down below. It's mid-season finale time. So Ted has been kidnapped. Poor little cute Ted. Drew crew is on the case to figure out what happened to her. While initially investigating the scene, they find this burnt symbol, this burnt wax symbol thing, circle thing on the floor. And Nancy's like, oh crap, that means he's back. And we find out that this is connected to Nancy's first ever case as a little girl. And we do get to see baby Nancy back in the day. She had the beanie and everything. The interesting fact that makes her think that this is someone that he's back is because it can't be a copycat, because the circle thing was never released to the press or anything. The only people that knew about it were the cops and Nancy. Nancy calls the girl that she saved, and the girl is like, yeah, I do remember one thing. I've been having nightmares about this guy, and about the kidnapper who was talking to this really tall guy that I barely got a look of. And as she's describing the scene, Nancy's like, well, fudge, I remember that too. What the heck's going on? And slowly but surely they come to find out that what's been happening is when they opened the chest and let all the pirate ghosts come in, it also reawakened an old ghost, had a connection with Nancy and the girl that she saved. And the fact that this ghost grants you wishes, but the price for his wish is that you gift him a soul of a child. And they find out that there's this woman that's been working with the serial killer that's behind bars. I forgot if they said what his initial wish was, but her wish is to get him free. As Nancy's starting to slowly pick things together, she thinks that I have to go back to the factory where it all started, where I found the girl. And Nick, who they broke up, Nick and Nancy broke up, he's like, I know we're not together, but I still care about you, and I want you to be safe, so how about I come with you, since you helped me with some dark stuff involving my past. And of course she's Nancy, so she's like, nope, put up a wall. But Nick, being the good guy that he is like, beep 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 beep, hello Mr. Drew, Nancy's about to do something crazy and could use some backup, and she don't want me, so you mind? And he meets her there, and they go investigate. Of course, he's a non-believer. By the end, he's starting to believe. And they find this little tree ritual thing. Meanwhile, while this has been going on, George and Nick have been working together on hotlines and stuff, trying to see if anyone has information about Ted. And they go to this antique store, and Nancy has this idea, hopping back to Nancy and her dad. She has this idea of, you have to cut yourself and do this whole blood thing to get your connection to Simon. So what if we disrupt it? And as she does, the guy in prison who had the connection, his arm starts to hurt, so he's screaming from it. And then the girl that's trying to save him from prison, who kidnapped Ted, starts agonizing in pain, so they go and they find out where she is, and they get little Teddy. Everything's good, the day is saved. They have Spark again, which I'll get to in a minute. Nancy and her dad, destroy the tree. They find out that one of the things that Simon is known for, they figure it out, is that children, he makes them, messes with their head, makes them feel like they're dreaming. So Nancy has forgotten, part of time there. And for Nancy, who's someone who's an intellectual, who is all about mysteries and finding out the truth and getting to the truth, is not really having a good time with this. So her dad consoles her. She burns down his tree, his ceremonial tree thing, and he leaves. Nancy kind of gloats in front of the serial killer that they won. Nancy and her dad are having this nice moment where they read a letter that Nancy had forgot existed, because it was in a journal that she left at the warehouse accidentally. It fell out of her. When the dude literally pushed her down a flight of stairs. They're reading the letter and it gets very emotional. Nancy's finally letting down her walls in front of her dad. And they're finally connecting. Having a good time. Nancy even does this whole voiceover about how things are starting to calm down. We see Bess and the other guy who's Nick's, who was part of the triangle with Nick, confronts Bess, and Bess is like, yeah, we might be cousins, and that's interesting, but she talks about possibly making connections and new beginnings, and she hones in on George and Nick, which I fucking called it, that they were going to be a ship. Everything looks like it's going to be good, the day is saved, but of course this is the mid-season finale, so something had to happen, and the way that they were working the father, and the way that they were setting it up, I legit said out loud, this was a superhero show. He died. He died in this mid-season finale. Because it happens all the time with Flash, where he reconciled with his dad and then he died. It's a common theme. And luckily he didn't die, but he did get arrested for Lucy's murder. Part of the evidence was Nancy's journal the dad's girlfriend found. Yeah, scum move there, lady. Anyway, idiot there. Can't wait to see what happens when we come back in January. Thank you guys for watching. Next time you see me will be for Legacies. Their mid-season finale. Idiot here saying thank you guys for watching. Till next time, and beyond. When I started this show, I never thought that Nancy Drew would get this spoopy and ghosty. I love it.